Your forecast first. Sponsored by First Strike Termite and Pest Control. Protectors of families, properties, and our environment.
Good evening. I'm your local weather authority, Chief Meteorologist Chris Yates. We had one stubborn severe thunderstorm across Stark County earlier, but that storm has come and gone. Just a little bit of cloud cover overhead that's left over from that dissipated thunderstorm. It's 80 degrees in Peoria. Nice view on the Paradise Hotel and Casino camera. We had that one strong storm. It is now weekend and is nothing more than just a few light raindrops that are skirting through parts of central Illinois. Still can't rule out some passing raindrops in the next couple of hours. Otherwise, skies will be partly cloudy tonight with temperatures cooling only into the lower 70s and upper 60s. The summer heat is kicking into high gear this week. We'll have that forecast coming up. WYZZ News at 9 starts now.
This is WYZZ News at 9.
Good evening. The Central Illinois law enforcement community is mourning the loss of one of its own today. And it tops our 9 at 9. Thanks for joining us. I'm Eugene Daniel. Fulton County Deputy Troy Chisum, a 4-year veteran of that department who also served in several other first responder capacities, was shot and killed while on duty. Meanwhile, several law enforcement agencies were involved in arresting 39-year-old Nathan Woodring this morning. Now, Illinois State Police took Woodring into custody after a 19-hour standoff in rural Avon. He's now in McDonough County Jail, and Deputy Chisum was responding to a battery and disturbance call when he was shot. Yesterday, police blocked off all of Troy Road and SWAT teams searched rural fields and nearby woods during that standoff. And Avon's a small town, a tight-knit group with a population of 950. So residents say the situation is not only terrifying, it's not typical of their community.
This is a peaceful community. I mean, sure, you got the pettiness, but there's nothing really major.
Deputy Chisum dedicated his life to serving his community, which is apparent by the activities that he kept. His legacy and sacrifice will forever be remembered.
And the community continues to pour out its support for Chisum, everyone giving their deepest condolences to his family and to friends. And not only was he a law enforcement officer, he was also a father, a son, and a brother on the fire department. And Rebecca Brumfield reports today that people are remembering Chisum's many acts of service.
On Wednesday afternoon, hundreds of service members and the general public lined the streets in Peoria to honor a man known for his public service, Troy Chisum.
Very professional at his job, and he had, he kind of had his hands in all factors of public service. So he was a man of many hats, did all of them well.
Mike Vissering of the Northern Tazewell County Fire Protection Service started just 2 months before Chisum. As the caravan proceeded through areas of central Illinois, over time, Chisum, carried by his brothers and sisters in arms, delivered him here to the Henry Lang Funeral Home in Lewistown. This time, honored with a flag raised by the local fire department and a main street full of people paying their respects.
I think between the law enforcement officers and the United States military, and it's a way to show respect.
Department after department, police officers to firefighters, to every man, woman, and child standing to honor a man who paid the ultimate sacrifice.
This is kind of warming my heart a lot, the city's coming out, and I think we all realize, just a little bit about community, about the United States, and it warms my heart.
Local lawmakers also weighing in with their condolences. Congressman Darren LaHood says he is deeply saddened to hear of Chisum's passing and sends his condolences to his family and the Fulton County Sheriff's Department during this difficult time. And Congresswoman Sherry Bustos also sends her regards, saying as the wife of a sheriff, her heart aches to hear these senseless acts of violence. Deputy Chisum was a hero, and we must never forget his sacrifice. Money is being raised in support of the Chisum family. He leaves behind his wife and 3 daughters, and community members can donate to the Deputy Troy Chisum Memorial Fund on GoFundMe. And we placed a link to that account on our website at ciproud.com. And today, Governor Pritzker signed a bill that will double the benefits for for families of fallen law enforcement officers as well as firefighters. House Bill 2028 raises the amount of money that state can pay to cover burial costs from $10,000 to $20,000, and that covers all deaths from June 30th of last year. Governor Pritzker today said while no amount of money can ease the terrible grief of families who have lost their loved ones because they were killed in the line of duty, and I hope that we can at least lessen the financial burden of an immeasurable loss of our state's finest. Arrangements for Deputy Chisum haven't been announced just yet, but we'll continue to follow the story and update it as we have all throughout the day on ciproud.com. Well, Governor Pritzker also signed legislation to legalize recreational marijuana this week. And now city leaders and law enforcement are trying to figure out how this will impact their jobs. And Peoria County Sheriff Brian Asbell says his department is considering quite a few things. Canine dogs trained to smell cannabis might have to retire since they cannot be untrained. The state may need an increase of staff that will process the expungement of those arrested for possession of less than 30 grams. And officers will have to learn how to spot people driving under the influence of marijuana.
This hasn't really changed the job. For years we've been doing DUIs. Primarily our focus has been alcohol, and that's where most of the employees, they have the most exposure to. So we'll need to spend time through in-house training as well as at the MTU to get them that mindset changed.
Our reporter Rosario Dominguez also talked to 2 local cannabis dispensaries that sell medical marijuana, and they say they are still trying to figure out the next steps. However, the owners confirm they will work to secure licenses to sell recreationally. And remember, the law doesn't go into effect until January 1st, so possession of marijuana is still illegal until then. A Peoria teen now faces charges relating to the shooting death of another teenager just weeks ago. 18-year-old Doyle Nelson was indicted on 2 counts of first-degree murder for the shooting of Zarius Fair. Fair was shot 3 times and found on East Fry Avenue in Peoria on June 12th. An unnamed 14-year-old is also been arrested in that case. Police believe this all started with an attempted robbery. Well, the Peoria Riverfront had a State of the Museum event today. Manoj Gongari went to that location and joins us with what happened. Manoj.
Well, Eugene, new exhibits are on their way to the Peoria Riverfront Museum. Leaders announced the acquisition of many exhibitions, including one featuring the ultimate predator.
The Peoria Riverfront Museum is very pleased to share with you the news that we will be the first in the entire Midwest to bring New York City's T-Rex exhibition to Peoria, Illinois.
We're proud to say that the largest exhibition on one of the largest dinosaurs, the Tyrannosaurus Rex, will be coming here shortly after its run in New York City.
In the summer of 2021, Peoria will be the only place in the entire Midwest to have that Tyrannosaurus Rex exhibit as it makes its way over from the Smithsonian Museum in New York.
The way it actually looked is more descript now than ever, and it's colorful and it's full of feathers and it's amazing. So that's why this is a phenomenal moment for the museum.
Leaders also discussed how beneficial the museum has been. An area developer says the community has a responsibility when it comes to teaching others about what the museum has to offer.
There's a history here, there's a history of science here, and it's important that it's here in this museum for young people to see.
The superintendent of Peoria Public Schools is hoping students embrace this message. The Every Student Initiative allows kids K through 8 the ability to attend the museum for free. She says giving them this chance will positively impact the way they learn.
It's so inspirational, and it's very good work, and it's investing in young people in a different way.
One of those new exhibits is dedicated to Da Vinci. That exhibit will feature a rendition of the Mona Lisa, and it will be showing in the fall of 2020. Eugene.
I might have to go and check that out. Manoj, what do you think? Chief Meteorologist Chris Chase, what do you think about that? That seems like a pretty good thing to go to, definitely when it's this hot.
Love it. Yeah, you know, great thing to do when it is this hot. But yeah, you know what? We had some excitement across central Illinois, although it's probably more excitement than what people in Stark County would have wanted. They were dealing with a torrential downpour that just seemed to never end, and embedded within that downpour was some hail. Galva, Toulon, and West Jersey all picking up some hail today, and West Jersey came in with some of the highest hail reports. Ping pong ball sized hail. That's up to 1.5 inches in diameter there. 7:34 is about when we had that report coming on in. That storm not only producing some strong winds and hail, but also a tremendous amount of rain. It developed at far northeastern parts of Knox County and remained nearly stationary for about 3 hours before it completely fizzled on out, and is now moving through Peoria County as nothing more than just a few passing sprinkles. But look at the amount of rain that fell in Stark County this afternoon. Radar estimating at least 3.4 inches. Chances are that we've had some amounts in the area in upwards of 5 inches. So a flash flood warning continues until 12:30 tonight for Stark County. As we go forward in time, still can't rule out a passing rain shower, weak thunderstorm. Chance of severe weather, though, is behind us as the sun has set. Tomorrow morning, likely wake up to some sunshine, but summer is certainly in full swing. The heat is on. We'll let you know how hot it's going to get as we approach the weekend with your full forecast coming up in just a little bit. Eugene?
All right, Chris. Well, a month-long campaign to support youth in our community. We'll tell you how you can participate. And later on, an NFL quarterback from Central Illinois is back home this week getting ready for his summer camp that will help fight multiple sclerosis. Kurt Pegler has that story later in sports.
Watching WYZZ News at 9 with Eugene Daniel, Chief Meteorologist Chris Yates with your local Weather Authority forecast, and Kurt Pegler with sports. This is WYZZ News at 9.